Imagine the Odebrecht matter. You have the Alex Saab Moran matter.
Yes.
And these are not even close to being resolved.
No.
And here, again, oh Lord, again, in the middle, in the middle of it again. Another international scandal
On the Labour Party.
with the Mehul Choksi abduction.
Shame.
Oh Lord, Antigua gonna get themselves in again now. That's what everybody's saying. Oh Lord, Antigua again.
The black sheep.
We in it
The black sheep.
again. Let me say, look, neither me nor the United Progressive Party hold any brief for Mr. Choksi.
No.
But I have to say, as an officer of the court and as a citizen of Antigua and Barbuda, I am appalled by what has taken place in this country
Shame.
with this Choksi scandal.
Yes.
And I have no hesitation in saying that what happened in Antigua, where the man say, they tie him up, put, what you call it, the duct tape over his mouth, put him in a wheelchair, put him in a boat, bang him, taser him, torture him.
Knife.
Oh Lord, knife. That could not have happened without the knowledge and the complicity of the political directorate of Antigua and Barbuda. How could all that happen? And you hear every effort, we're not stupid, being made to make it seem, oh, nothing goes so. This man running up his mouth, saying all kind of foolishness. How he could talk so quick? Who gave him the narrative?
Yes.
Who told him what to say?
Yes.
And he ended up and said the wrong thing.
Not even that he can do.
All the time.
But let us not sugarcoat this unlawful and this despicable act.
No.
What happened to Choksi is a serious breach of international law.
Yes. Tell them.
And once again, the name of Antigua and Barbuda is being dragged through the mud. Now look, whatever Choksi did in India cannot justify that you bang the man, torture the man, kidnap the man, knife, take him to another country. It cannot be justified. There's no basis on which we can sidestep the law and the constitution of this country.
No.
And when the prime minister of a country, our country, can suggest to the world that we are not a nation of laws, don't send him back here, we don't care. Whatever happened, happened.
Oh dear.
But I want to tell you,
Oh dear.
when a prime minister can disregard the law and the constitution,
People need to be afraid.
people need to be afraid.
Yes.
When he shows himself willing to sell a citizen of this country down the river, we are in deep trouble.
Yes.
Remember this, when the rain falls, it don't fall on one man house top.
Yes.
Bob Marley said, remember that.
Remember that.
When the rain falls, it don't fall on one man house top.
Yes.
And so, it's Choksi today, but who will it be tomorrow?
Oh Lord of mercy.
So when your neighbor string berry on the Kennip tree in Newfield or on the Dumb Street in Five Islands,
Yes.
no one is safe.
No, not one.
And every Caribbean sister and brother who lives in this country and who've chosen to make Antigua and Barbuda their home, they have to ask, well, what you wouldn't do to me?
Yes.
What you wouldn't do to me?
Yes.
Well, maybe this is why his ministers, his colleagues in cabinet, Rick James called him what they say he is the chief dwarf.
Among the
What he say? Something, the chief midget or something.
The cabinet at door.
Well. Because none of them will oppose this man. They say someone to overthrow him. But soon as they even think about it, they've changed their mind because they know the man. And they realize that what happened to Choksi, that this is somebody running this country who is obviously very ruthless.
Now outside his realm to do that.
And all I'm saying is, the Prime Minister of this country, the sort of control I see him with some of those so-called big men in shot, you have boys wearing long pants. Boys wearing long pants. Not one of them would say wrong is wrong.
No.
Not one of them will make their yea be yea and their nay be nay. Not one of them. Not one of them. They're all complicit. They're cowards. And we don't want these kind of people to run this country anymore. I want everybody to understand what is happening in this country.
Yes, yes.
What is happening in this country?
Yes.
Where people can be stripped of their rights, where they can be consigned to be tortured, where they can be banished. If you find yourself on the wrong side of this Labour Party administration,
Yes.
and to be inconvenient to them when at first you were convenient to them.
Yes.
No, I want everybody to know that when this story broke in 2018 and the whole alleged fraud with Choksi came out, we were always concerned about the undue haste with which he was granted citizenship, and we said so.
Yes.
We were concerned about the apparent lack of careful due diligence, especially coming just before the 2018 general elections.
Yes.
We smell something.
Oh, yes.
It smelled like fish.
But it's not a fish.
It smelled like rotten fish.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think it was Brother Jonathan who was talking about the man he called the knighted one. But when he said the knighted one, I mishear, and I hear the blighted one. But he was talking about everything he touched turned rotten.
Yes.
So I smelled something that was rotten.
Yes.
So they brought him here. And when they brought him here, he was the greatest thing.
Yes.
He had police driver. You ever have police driver, Sean?
If you got a police driver,
You ever have police driver, Brother Tony?
Never.
But he had police driver going around the town like a real celebrity and a VIP.
Police protection.
But then he became inconvenient.
And no more
And
police
so,
protection.
all of a sudden, they prepared to see this man really, literally. I mean, all I can say is, when Gaston Brown came with his two-facedness and then trying to implicate the UPP, this is something that the modern scientists in social sciences, they call projection.
Yes. Projection.
This is where you ascribe to another
Yes.
the defects you recognize
Yes.
in yourself.
That's right.
Well, that's what happened here, but who don't understand plainly what is the meaning of projection? Old-time people used to call it bare-faced liarness.
Yes, that's true.
That's what they used to call it, bare-faced liarness. Now, they have a more sophisticated term. They call it projection.
Psychological projection.
So where Mr. Choksi is concerned, the only thing they could think about was campaign financing.
Yes.
So they're now trying to implicate us in some way and to shift the focus off of him, Gaston Brown, off of him, and trying to put the UPP into this picture that he's drawing. But I want to tell the Prime Minister, with this picture that you're drawing, I am asking you, put down your crayons, grow up, and recognize that what you're doing to the image and reputation of Antigua and Barbuda is unpardonable.
Yes.
It is time for you to understand. Put down your crayons, man.
On the Play-Doh.
Put down all these childish things.
Yes.
Time for you to grow up
that's right.
and make this country proud instead of making our people feel embarrassed every time you open your mouth.
Yes.
We are saying time for him to let the law take its course in this matter. Stop spinning all these foolish stories about romantic cruises, dinner in Dominica. Dustin Brown, stop it!
Stop it.
Stop it!
Stop it.
You're an embarrassment to the nation of Antigua and Barbuda. And stop being used as a lackey. And remember that the citizens and residents of this country, all of us, we are affected by the foolishness that you do.
Yes.
Right.
It's not just you. When you do your foolishness, you are affecting every citizen and resident of Antigua and Barbuda.
Yes.